Hey, good morning, everyone. It's been a couple weeks. Bear with me, to be honest. No excuse. It has been a couple weeks since I posted anything, but it's not like we haven't done any work. It's just I've left the camera at home while we're doing it. One of the things we have been working on is bees. We captured a swarm, and today we're going to talk about bait hives. This is the heat of the swarming season, and we want to capture any swarms. So we're going to set up some bait boxes today. I'm going to show you how we do the bait boxes, and we'll set them up and hope for the best. I've got these nuke boxes. The local bee place sells these, and it saves me the headache. To be honest, I don't want to make these. I don't have a wood shop set up here, and it's just easier. $20 I spend, I get this. Saves me the headache. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this up as a bait hive. We want bees to come here and say, this is a good place to set up a hive. It's almost so easy you wonder why more people aren't doing it, but we're hoping it's going to be effective. Let's start with that. These come with frames, or let me rephrase, I got these with frames, but just putting the frames in isn't going to bring the bees. So we're going to take the empty frames, set them aside. First thing we need, this is a lemongrass cutting. We're actually going to plant this to get it to root, to grow some more lemongrass. But before we do that, we're going to take and cut a piece. There we go. Okay, so cut a piece, and we're going to just rub it on the inside. And then we're going to rub just a little bit on here. Now you can use too much lemongrass. We don't have any lemongrass oil. Since we don't have any lemongrass oil, we're just actually using the real thing. I dropped the cutting in there. This may actually be too much. We're going to kind of test. I've got this one. I'm going to put the lemongrass in. The swarm we captured the other day, I had lemongrass inside the box, and it didn't distract them. They wanted to be there, so I'm going to keep one in here. Now I've got this old brood comb. One of the hives we have had a serious collapse. In fact, we thought it was dead, but it isn't dead. We did revive it, but we had to compress it down. It was a 2-box hive. We knocked it down to 1 box, and we took various steps to make it better. This is some of the brood comb that was in that hive. So we're going to take this old, nasty, disgusting brood and put it in here as well. We've got 1 frame with half foundation in. Then we're just going to put the other empty frames in, like so. So what we've got is an empty frame, foundation frame, an empty frame, nasty old brood comb, and an empty frame. This way you never have 2 empty frames next to each other. When you put 2 frames next to each other without foundation, the bees have a habit of cross-combing. They don't build their comb this way, they'll build it this way, and then the 2 frames stick together. If you put 3 or 4 empty frames in with no foundation, you'll get massive cross-combing. So you're best to have something to keep the bees directed, and this is the way I'm doing it. You see how easy it is to set that up. The nuke boxes are basically 5-frame boxes. They're designed to put nukes in. When you buy bees, normally you buy them in nukes, which is 5 frames out of another hive with a queen. By setting up the nuke boxes, it gives them a small area that is protectable. They can defend it. It gives them what they need when they get set up. You'll see a lot of people doing them a little differently. I'm sure other ways work. I've never done this before. This is our first time. I have captured a swarm, and we're going to show you that swarm later today. We're going to show you that hive later today. But we're in the heart of swarm season, so we're setting up one swarm here at the house, one box here at the house. You see I have it right over here. For some reason, there are swarms in this housing development. One swarm was gone before I could get to it. The second swarm I captured. And I heard there was a swarm that flew around here somewhere this morning. Don't know where that swarm is, so we can't tell you what happens with that one. But that's what we've got. So this is what we've done. We've got this box. I just put the empty barrel and set it on top of the barrel. The goal is we'll leave it here. The bees should start finding it. As soon as they find it, they'll do a little inspection. It'll look kind of like home. They'll go back, tell their queen, hey, we found a place. And hopefully the queen will say, okay, good, let's go. And they'll swarm. And when they swarm, hopefully they'll come here. This is just one. I made 4 total. We're going to take 3 of them out to the land and set them up in different locations out there. The goal is to catch any swarms that may decide to take off out that way. Bees can travel 5 miles from their hive in scouting operations. So any swarm or any set of bees that decides to swarm within 5 miles of the property could find these bait boxes and decide they're where they want to live. Done properly, we could end up with a few more hives. We'll see how that goes. We're out here on the land. We're going to set up these 2 bait boxes in 2 different locations to try and bring the bees in. We put one of these in that partially finished structure at the very front of the land by the road. Now we're coming back here. We're going to put 2 more and I really hope that they find them and move in. Unfortunately, these don't have we don't have the ability to hang them on a tree. Most of the time you'd see people with an arm on the side, you hang it on a tree, strap it down, something like that. These, we're just going to set this one on top of this. This tree stump sits, I don't know, 4 feet high where it is, so we're going to kind of give it a little time, see what happens. The second one's going to go right on top of this. This water tank is in the very back of the property. Right here's the waterway. You can see we've got a beehive here. This beehive we're not going to get into today. I expanded that on Friday, and from the outside it looks really, really good. We'll take a quick look in there. As you can see, there's a lot of activity. The bees are coming and going quite happily. This hive, I'm confident, is doing well. It was doing really well before. In fact, we took a frame of honey out of this and put it in with the swarm we captured to give the swarm some energy. Took 1 frame of honey and 1 frame of brood out of this and put it in the hives that were, the new hive got a frame of honey and the struggling hive got a frame of brood. Later, we took brood and honey from another hive and put it in the struggling hive to boost it. We'll show you those hives too.